FE Gamer 86 used half-truths to reinforce sexist rhetoric that both men and women want to subscribe to. It was karma, though. So even then,
it's not karma.
It's fucking life.
Get the fuck out of here. It's not karma, my guy.
Anyone could die. I could die.
So I'm actually going to start from the precipice before we get into the weeds with Kevin Samuels. And it was something that I mentioned before the show as well. Yeah, I mean, no matter your opinion, I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid. The first thing I don't agree with, the first thing I want to dive in on is the opinions on his death, actually, right? Because
Is that really the biggest?
No, it's not the biggest thing.
Okay.
It's the first thing. But it's the first thing.
Right.
Because before we dive into the weeds, because I just want to get out the way, right? Yeah. You know what? Kevin Samuels this week, if I'm not mistaken, it was this week. I know the news really updated the last 2 days, right?
Oh, yeah.
But essentially passed away from a heart attack. He was on a date. The person he was dating was a nurse. She managed to provide CPR, but then was mentioning on the phone, like, hey, you know what, try and survive for your daughter, but at the end of the day, wasn't able to make it. I mean, a lot of people had opinions on his death entirety, right? And I guess I'm just in the camp of, there are villains. I'm talking political villains.
Oh, I got one. Oh, yeah, I'll say it. Mitch McConnell. I'm going to celebrate when he dies.
Because to me, I'm like...
Hitler, but yeah.
He's close.
Because I know that some people are making comparisons to politicians and people who... But to me, there's a difference in the layer, right? These are people who make overarching change.
Like, they rule countries.
Who actually rule countries to make rules that naturally degrade towards you.
Right.
And towards certain groups and minorities, right?
Right.
Person with a rather consistently shitty opinion...
He has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's a YouTube channel. Yeah. There's family involved. And so for me, that was the most, the part that makes me probably the most uncomfortable is the amount of people who were so pro his death, even going as far as to say it's karma.
Viv K. Fox.
Right? And I'm like, look, I get it. Might not like the person, but at the end of the day, someone passed away. Family involved. Yeah. Daughter involved.
Somebody loved the dude.
Apparently he was financially in trouble because his mother's asking him online for money to cover the funeral costs. So
you never know what people are going through, but
never know what people.
Regardless of that, I can't condone the death aspect. No one deserves to die. Look, he died of a heart attack. It's natural causes. Sucks. Terrible. It happens. My father died at 55. It's just what happens.
The black people curse.
High cholesterol. But
he was fit too.
Doesn't matter. It just happens because it's life.
Right.
But the thing about it is, the man died. Someone loved him. Let it be that. No need to wish death on anybody. It's not karma. It's life.
Oh, FE Gamer 86 used half-truths to reinforce sexist rhetoric that both men and women want to subscribe to. It was karma, though. So even then,
it's not karma.
It's fucking life.
Get the fuck out of here. It's not karma, my guy.
Anyone could die. I could die. I could not make it home right now. Is it karma? No, I didn't do shit. Bad. It's life. It's what happens. It's what happens.
But
look,
Fox, was that you?
I'm just saying. But the feelings are strong.
Feelings are strong.
Even now.
Look, man.
So that's how in the weeds we are with this person that I still haven't watched the video.
To me,
it's baffling, right?
Look, my general question specifically would be is, what is the actual issue that people have with him to actually wish him karma? What's the actual issue? And I'm not saying specifically in regards to, it's just the way he delivered the information. It may be one of the reasons why they don't like him, but I just want to hear a legitimate reason why anyone would wish this man karma. What was that he said? To that
extent, right? Because to me, I'm like, look, if you are willing to go online, to me, people who are willing to go online and wish death upon somebody, not everybody, but a lot of people, that means that in your tweets and some in your outreach, you've probably said something wild enough to where I'm like,
That goes to show that overshadows his character by showcasing your character, how you are.
I'm like, look, I'm not saying you can't have a negative opinion towards someone.
Yeah.
You can literally say, you know what, fuck him. I don't really have any feelings on his death. But to wish death on someone, that's you could have apathy towards something.
Yeah.
But I'm just not someone yes, I mean this truly, like who's just like, yo,
I can't do that.
I want this person to be gone.
Really?
Unless they are able, and
that's
yes,
why.
I know the rhetoric, but that's the internet. Like I can go anywhere and get that sort of rhetoric. Like if you look for it, if it's there and widespread, yes, he's popular, but there's way more popular people that spread way more detrimental things.
Let me tell you
and
something.
to me, I'm like, if you're a politician, if you're able to make that overarching establishment of negativity, that's when I'm starting to be like, I can understand that perspective.
Well,
a little bit, not ever, but
Right. Well, also, this was 9 years ago. I highly doubt you would probably hear half the comments in about this motherfucker. Like, we're in a whole different fucking place now to where people lack empathy. There's beyond apathy. People wish death on people. A YouTuber. How many followers did he have?
No idea. I'll pull it up.
Like 1 million, I believe.
Yeah.
1.7 million. Okay. Tucker Carlson gets how many viewers a night?
Quite
Joe
a bit.
Rogan has how many listeners all the time?
1.2 million on Instagram.
There you go.
I'm just like-
the thing is,
Who are we referring to?
if you think this guy is the only person that had these feelings about people,
Oh,
you're sadly mistaken because
And you
he
can't-
had viewers for a reason. You know what I mean?
and if you want to wish death on people, right?
Then you're gonna be wishing death on a lot of people.
That's
A
why I'm like, you
fuck
can't
ton
just
of
pick and
people.
choose.
Yeah, and if you want to wipe, if you want to
Hey, you know
Thanos
what?
some
Actually,
shit,
that's what I'll say. Like,
Yeah.
fair enough. Hey, if you're that one person who goes up to everybody who does something wrong and wishes death upon them, well, then hey, you're
and look,
consistent.
and also, if I don't know if it's on me, whatever. But look, here's my thing. We need to separate these topics. Even with this guy, it's tiers to this shit. Okay,
There's tiers.
There are
Thank
tiers to this shit. We're at the death tier now. I just want to separate. Chapter 1, we're gonna Quentin Tarantino this bitch. Chapter 1, wishing death on people. Don't fucking do it
I think
unless
that's
you're just a
something we
heartless
all
motherfucker.
in
Mitch
unison.
McConnell.
Well, he is a heartless. He hates dogs, so that
Right.
Don't be
like,
him.
Mitch McConnell. That's really the only one that's consistently like, I fucking, like, he needs to go.
DT?
Huh?
DT?
Oh,
He doesn't.
he's gonna do it to himself, which is even better than wishing it upon him, on death upon him. Like, he's gonna die of cholesterol exploding.
A lot of these motherfuckers are old anyway.
Right,
so
right. No, but particularly in terms of damage.
Okay.
Oh, like I said, not having seen a clip of his, this guy's not done Mitch McConnell damage. So I can at least say
that's
that.
true. That's my point.
Like, I guess
Right.
To me, this is just another dude.
Ted Cruz, no, he's just a dickhead, and Zimmerman,
actually,
he's pushing it.
He's an asshole.
Our soul doesn't want to, but he's trying to kick himself into that realm. So,
but that's what I'm saying,
But,
right? Like,
yeah.
we so frivolously throw out something that's
real
as
quick,
heavy as that.
I'm sorry, real quick. If karma is a thing, its pecking order is way the fuck off. But yeah, go ahead.
True. That's also it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
because I am a person who's like, I want to put good energy into the world, but there is a pecking order, and Kevin Sanders
At this
was not
exact
the pecking
moment in
order. I'm
time,
like,
at this moment in time, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with karma because its pecking order is
Karma's
Yeah.
racist then.
Little bit, huh?
Karma's a little racist.
Little bit, right?
Karma likes fucking with heart disease. Apparently, karma and heart disease go hand in
Hand in hand.
Yeah, but go ahead.
But no, I wanted to get that out the air because out of all the things that I think that was the most pulling out of this, I felt it was an area that we were all on the same page with, but also one that really and truly, have we gotten to this day and age to where we got to go, like, even if, like I said, you could say, you know what, I hated his opinions when he was around. I don't think he was providing a lot of value, and that's it. You don't need to carry it on into the world where you wish death, because death is not a light thing. There are people who are impacted, no matter the individual who passes away. There are people who are impacted,
Yes.
and that's important.
That's very important.
and if you've never, and you know, sometimes the people who say that probably haven't gone through it or experienced what it's like to have someone,
Or they've forgotten.
or forgotten, right? Who'd have someone who's just ripped away. I plain and simple in the I'll put this on God straight up, like on fucking in the black community, straight up. There's people who share this man's opinions, who are very much on the back end in terms of how the way they think and the way they operate. That you would, and instead
hate more.
You probably hate more, and or it's your family member, and you're like, oh, that's just my uncle. That's just my
I was about
aunt.
to say, how many uncles is it? Kevin Samuels?
Yeah,
We
come
black.
on.
Come on.
Like, I know.
And also, to backdoor off of what you said, anyone who's still talking shit about the man, let it go. Again, apathy. You can not give a flying fuck. That's fine. I don't. But the thing is, you don't got to keep talking shit because the only people that are affected now are the people who are left, which are his family,
And
which
his family.
did nothing. Didn't do a thing.
It's like-
And also, I don't think any more opinions are going to come from him. Huh? Like, pretty much done, huh? So what the fuck? Let it go.
Everybody has their...
You can have your opinion about it. It's a good opinion if you disagree with what he said, because I absolutely do. But he ain't going to do it anymore. So why are you stressing yourself out about it?
You just say, cool, you know what? Didn't share his opinions. But at the very least, give some ups to her dad. Like, oh, sorry, somebody lost their dad. I didn't agree with anything he said. Yeah, cool. Keep it moving.
You
if you got somebody like... Because at the same note, right? You don't. I really feel like wishing death is for Hitler level people.
It's evil, man. And
it's for evil.
We live in such a fucking morally corrupt kind of society now because everyone's so dug in. Everyone's in their echo chambers. Everyone's either west or everyone's either east, and no one's budging. And it's a thing to where I've heard it a lot where people are like, "Oh, all the anti-vaxxers, all the QAnon people, they should just be wiped out or eliminated." I'm like, do you hear what the fuck you're saying right now? You could have said put on an island far away. But no, you went to the most extreme of extremes because human nature is a motherfucker, and it can evolve in a society in which we are in now to where you are wishing death on people or happy someone is dead. Take a look at yourselves a little bit. Take a look at yourself to where you're at. Just a little is what I'm saying.
Because to me, that tells me that there's layers to that, right? There's depth that comes with that naturally. Right. But putting a pin in that aside, right? You know, as you had mentioned, right, we may have some feelings on his opinions, and we want to dive into a bit more of his opinions. So chapter 1 was the death.
Here we go.
Cool.
Next
All right,
topic.
we put that bucket. Right. Everybody positive, kumbaya on that. All right. Right. All right. Cool.
That's where everybody agrees.
Sammy I never heard of.
That was a low bar, wasn't it? Death.
Right. That's all we agree on, because from the rest of the show, we ain't agree on shit.
Okay. So if we're going to the context of what I saw, so this guy dies.
Right.
And I'm on, and I have like 3 friends that are on Black Twitter that like a bunch of stuff. So I get fragments of Black Twitter to my feed, and it's super helpful because that Black Twitter is just more fun. Let's just be honest.
He did his research.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
it's hilarious.
And there was one guy in particular, a fan of the show. I actually talked to him, Elijah Bell.
Yeah,
we talked about him in the health one. You love Elijah. He's got a great podcast.
He's trying to kill me with healthy food.
He tried to kill us with healthy food.
Right.
But he was liking a bunch of things about the situation, like laughing at people making fun of him wishing death. Elijah was very much in the camp of he doesn't like people wishing death upon people, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But
because no one should.
No one should.
Right.
But I was looking at what the people were saying and how they were saying it, and I was like, oh no, the type of people that are like defending this guy are the type of people that call women females, which is like
that's a different thing.
But that's what I saw.
That's not a Didn't we get into this before? No,
but that's what I saw. But that's the thing. So I said, well, that's kind of shitty. Don't call women females. Like that's the weird thing.
What?
I'm gonna
let that be. Yeah, go ahead.
You guys can do that, and
I don't call. My aunt calls women female. Like, stop it. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a black. There's level. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's a nuanced thing.
Right, but I'm not black. So
my mom calls like she.
Save it. You got a lot of energy. You only have so much. I'm
like, I don't say it, but
I know.
No, but there's that's the thing. It's one of those things. But in my book is like that's not a good look. In my book, I don't culturally removed.
It's outside looking.
It's an outside looking in, right? So I'm like, oh no. So I text the guy, go, hey Elijah, man, I don't know who this cat is, but you kind of look like a dickhead supporting all these people making fun of what I was seeing as these guys referring to women as fat or ugly, or men as, you know, one of the guys, one of the tweets was like, all this guy did was tell ugly and smelly men to take a shower and to dress nice, and all the fat women to have more reasonable expectations, and y'all want to wish death upon him. And I'm like,
I kind of support that first part.
Huh?
Right.
I said I support that first part. Take a shower.
Yeah, take a shower. Dress
up every one now and then.
Some of these was like, yeah, if he's
I came from kickball and I'm dying because I want to take a shower. I feel bad for Jordan.
But how did you feel more fresh?
With Manscaped. They saved me.
He legit had it in front of him. He did. But anyway,
I was like, I was like, at the very least, let me try to offshoot some of the edge. I was doing
we ain't even there yet.
I was doing some athletic shit. I was like, I knew I was sweating too. I dived for balls. I was like, pause. But I was like,
just gobbling them up with your hands.
Yeah. Stop it.
All right. Well, but back to brass tacks. So yeah, I'm like, okay, whoever this guy is, very controversial, And even a guy I respect and like, who then explained that he was just doing it for the lulz, liking those tweets and stuff, didn't always agree with them, but was just like, hey, don't wish death on people. Okay, I can get that. But I wanted to step gingerly. And so you guys told me to look up Kevin Samuel's Crazy Savage Moments. It's the first thing on Google.
Yeah.
You look up his name, it says Crazy Savage Moments. It's, I guess this is a highlight, 15 minutes long. We're not going to watch all of it. This has 1.5 million views as of 2021 October. So this guy, even on channels that aren't his, buku numbers. So I'm just going to start in the beginning. For those of you who don't know him, we're going to go with some context, maybe minimal context. Let's take a look.
Issues with women or whatnot, so I'm like sharing my location with him just to make him feel comfortable. Is that weird?
Have you had any therapy?
Yes, I have in the past.
You need to go back.
Oh my gosh, really?
And you're already trying to make him feel comfortable 2 weeks into it.
Right.
That's too much proving to do. You're not his wife.
I'm just being nice and being like,
That's
hey,
not being.
like,
No, it's not. No,
like
it's not being nice.
these videos are
It's being
gonna
a
make our
people
argument even more.
pleaser. That's not normal.
Make the
That's
case
not
for us.
normal. You want to be nice? All right, let's go out a couple of times. I need you to give me $10,000. Be nice. Oh, be nice. I mean, come on, be nice. Come on, be nice.
Okay, so that's pretty even keel.
Right.
She wants to share a location. He gives some feedback. Nothing too bad. Okay. You know what?
I even have
Okay.
an opinion about that.
Oh,
I even have an opinion about that.
go ahead.
Okay, so is he trying to help these people, or is he just doing it?
He's giving him advice.
No. Advice means you're trying to help someone, yes?
Yeah.
So whenever if you ask me for advice, I'm going to give it to you in a certain way because I know how you are. If you ask me for advice, I'm going to give it to you in a certain way because I know how you are. And you kind of gauge how people are real quickly. This girl is doing that, you know. If you're truly trying to help her, then you know, hey, maybe I need to, you know, put it to her maybe in a way that's positive, that's like, hey, look, probably not the best idea to do that. Like, you know, that's what you do when you're truly trying to help somebody. You come at them in a certain way.
Okay.
When you're not, then it's this.
So my rebuttal is, as of right now,
Right.
this is Springer-esque. You know, it's a little shock jockey,
Okay.
but there's ultimately a core there that you could take something away. So that one wasn't so bad. Let's try another one.
I give myself a solid 9.8.
Stop it, TJ. Damn it.
Look,
Right.
funny. Right.
Okay, so then there's another.
Yeah, he doesn't answer.
She gave herself a 9.8 selfish look. Mean-spirited.
Just mean.
Mean-spirited.
Yeah.
Funny to some. It's not my thing, but I can see the entertainment
The
value.
look was kind of funny.
The look, yeah, you know what? Take it out of context. She put, like you said, that's
She
one of the things
seemed
where
human by
she
it.
put it there.
She laughed at it, so
laughed
that's
at
why I
it.
was like, cool.
Like she had
She's
the
joking.
confidence. She wanted to see
Right.
if it could be shaken.
She wasn't
and it was
confident.
shaken because she was uncomfortable.
She wasn't confident at all.
let's not keep it above 50. Like, you know, there's some people like myself. Actually, I am a 10, but I mean, but some people be like, oh, I'm a X, I'm a Y, right? And you're like, stop it.
Well, no. Are we going to talk
Homies,
about that
I do boost
specifically?
though. Homies, I do.
I want to go through just more. Just
Go
My
through
homegirls,
just more.
homies, I boost.
We'll put a pin in that. 'cause
We'll put a pin in that one. But yeah.
Okay.
That one was a quick one.
I like the
just-
boost.
Pretty is
I
not
can
enough
reg-
for a lot of men because I'm pretty and I'm still single. So
What do you want?
I don't know. I really don't know what I want because these men, they don't know what they want. A lot of men don't know what they want in women.
You said you're how old again?
33.
33. So regardless as to what men want, you don't know what you want?
I mean, I know what I want, but
Well, what is that? Guys, remember the first thing I said about ego? They're not willing to be honest.
to be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what I want in a man. Like, I've been screwed and fucked for so long, I don't know what I want in a man.
Just in this little bit of time of talking to you, it's been chaotic. I'm just asking you just the basic stuff about who you are and what you want. And the way you told the story is, yeah, you can't make this shit up, people.
Yeah, so and someone's in the chat. These clips are when he was being nice. He once said to a woman that a mother shouldn't trust her daughter, saying a stepdad was staring at her coming out the shower, things like that. I don't, like I said,
Where are those? 'Cause,
Yeah,
you know, 'cause
These right now, this is
I was like, this is
tame
pretty
from
basic
what we
shit.
see.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
this only really
Nothing
validates.
to
I was like, I was like,
Yeah, none of
Kind of
this
validate
is-
the argument we had before.
Fine, all right, let's spice it up. Looking
Yeah.
for a man, but I'm unemployed. That's what this one. All right, let's see what this one says.
So when's the last time you held a job?
Like a year ago, I was cashier.
Okay. And was there an injury or something?
Oops.
No.
So
I was fired for being late.
So you just lazy?
No, it was.
So you just tried.
I was late.
Nice fingernails.
Thank you.
Did you do those yourself?
No.
You went and got them done?
Mm-hmm.
Who paid for that?
I paid for them.
With what?
With the unemployment money.
Are you trolling me?
No, but Kevin, don't you think I have to look like something?
No, I think you need to. I think you need to grow up.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
If you were a man, they would call you a deadbeat. But the only reason you get away with this is because you got 2 kids and you get unemployment, so you're juking the state. Then you got the nerve to have these fingernails up like you got money to pay for them.
Jordan, a lot of people are going to be pissed off at you for laughing at that one. But like that one, Tommy?
What?
Yeah, I know you have opinions.
Of course I have opinions.
TJ, that one's a little more on brand, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, well, we should have fast-forwarded to that.
So let's see. Okay.
Are we still going? Or what
I don't know. I mean, I can try to...
We'll pause for that one.
Pause for that one? Okay, I'm going to see if there's any other catching titles. This one was shocking. I don't know about clickbait. So.
I think that one was okay. You can play it. We'll play that one.
We'll play one more. Just what he said.
Holy shit, that sounds bad.
You're making it sound bad. Yeah.
Actually,
it's the truth.
This is the one I was mentioning.
You have a 3-year-old who's a cancer survivor, and you're about to go out and put her off on not your mother, but your mother's mother.
Oh, she's in her 80s right now. I mean, I'm happy you're actually talking to me about this because I would never know if this is not okay or not.
What is so goddamn important that you got to get out to drop a 3-year-old with an 80-year-old?
Honestly, nothing. I was honestly just trying to go out and I haven't been
blow off steam.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so as it stands right now, this is not the breadth of his content, not the best or the worst, but you're getting an idea of what it's about. It's a guy who got some sense, trying to give people who maybe don't have sense some advice on basic things that they're asking about, right? And the way he does it is with a stern father type hand, where he's going to give this advice unapologetically, harshly, all that stuff. So I get the shtick. It is, I can see it going down the Maury, Dr. Phil-ish type stuff, but done one-on-one individually with a guy dressed in a nice suit. So there's a different persona, there's a different element to it. Mind you, not seen more than what we just saw there, but that's where it's at. So if he gets worse, I could see it getting worse. If he says some nice, dudes wash your balls, because you need to brush your teeth regularly.
Fucking sense.
Common sense shit.
If you don't, you need to really just go to a mental institution or something. If you can't take care of yourself, if you can't have that common sense, you need this motherfucker to tell you to do that. That's what you should do.
Right.
Yeah.
So
go to the hospital.
Right. And,
see, that's
there we go. Here, let me see if I'll pull up the chat. But go ahead, TJ. There's somebody who pulled.
You actually
clip.
bring it up.
Send me some stuff in the chat. I'll pull it up.
You say the Maury point, right? These shows that capitalize on black people acting like fools and getting money for it on a consistent basis, and that's the issue. But that's not raised right now, right? Right. Because you got the black man who's doing it, which I'm not saying in a fancy suit, right? Who I may or may not agree with. Don't know my opinions yet. They're leaning towards one way. Or actually, I don't. Actually, I really don't. But you know what I mean. It's But ain't nobody got a problem. Whenever that shit was happening, I remember growing up, sitting there watching the shows where it's got niggas dancing. Not my kid, not my kid, celebrating after putting cheating and all the craziness on blast and capitalizing on that front. Where is this energy been? All this negativity towards these entertainment value level things that are, might not be your flavor, might not be my flavor. Some of that genuinely isn't. But at the end of the day, I'm like, when you bring up that point every time, I'm like, yeah, it's the same fucking shit, different platform.
But it's in house. That's the reason why we're so tough on it. It's in-house.
Yeah.
It's our ethnicity. It's
Yeah.
our people that's doing this specifically
Yes.
that we're going to be tougher on them because we expect them to do better.
Right.
That's the reason why.
And so let's throw ahead. This one's from the audience. Race science to put down black women. So I want to have one up
So
there.
it's chapter 3 in it now?
What's
No. It's
Because I
still
wasn't done with the first one. Yeah,
I want to have
realm.
one.
No, this deserves a big fucking chunk because this is really what it's about.
Okay, well, I want to put it out there so we can build to it.
So you have one that's really bad.
Because I don't want to come back to the clips back and forth,
Yeah.
I want to be like, if it gets a reaction out of me, then we'll see what happens. This is from Twitter.
Face.
Fallacy. Beauty is not subjective. That's
No,
why
it's not. It's
that's why we have the golden ratio, the Fibonacci
right.
equation.
That's right.
You can look at
That's
facial
right.
symmetry and see that
That's right.
beautiful people, you can map their facial structure, and it goes to a mathematical calculation.
Oh yeah.
Beauty is universal. And the
Yep.
thing is, we're talking about black women. They are on the opposite end of the spectrum on all ranks.
Fuck.
Is that the end of the clip?
That's the end of the clip.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck, man.
We'll circle back to that last
We'll
thing
circle
later,
back to
I
that
guess.
last one, but
This is the main one.
if that's the depth she goes to, my hot take first shot, that's fucking dumb. And you shouldn't be listening to this dickhead in the first place. I get some of the other stuff, but there in that 30 seconds, there was so much wrong.
Yeah,
Not
but then
only
you're-
from a science perspective, but also from a societal history perspective. And I agree with Shadow Shogun X. Fucking yikes! And
That's a whole
Fair
that's a
Gamer
whole
86
yikes.
is it gets worse. But yeah, Rakeen, that's hard to watch. So we'll leave it there. No more clips. But that I don't want to hear more. If you got more that are worse, throw them in the chat. I'll look at them, see what happens. But
Yeah,
otherwise,
that's a better way to do it.
let's proceed. But
Who wants
but
to kick this shit off?
Right.
Can I? Can
Tommy,
I?
yeah,
Oh,
actually,
thank you
go
so
ahead.
much.
Hey, you know what? I'm a gentleman.
I don't want to.
The antithesis of Kevin Samuels. There we go.
So, does he have a science degree? Do you know his background? Does anyone
He's
know
an engineer.
He's an engineer. Yeah.
So he built shit. So no psychological, sociological degrees in any way. What does he look like? Can you put his picture up for me, please?
There you go.
Is that the standard for someone who can judge beauty? Because the motherfucker looks like Mr. Peanut. R.I.P. He looks like Mr. Peanut. No one's bringing him back. I would have told him this alive, dead. I don't give a shit because it is what it is. I'm a very factual person. I'm a very matter-of-fact person. That's just what it is. This motherfucker's not even close to the standard of beauty. He looks like my uncle. He ain't got no pussy. So, with that said, he can't judge not a goddamn thing. Did he have a wife or a girlfriend?
He did have a wife.
I'm looking right
He
now.
had a child
Can
too.
we look them up, please?
I'm trying to find wiki biography.
I
It's
think he
not
was married
loading.
twice.
Married twice. Okay.
Yeah,
If
it
you
was
have
short.
that, and I'm not judging those
Not
women at
surprised
all.
with that one.
I'm surprised someone would marry this motherfucker, honestly, but that's just the facts. He's not right. Scientifically, statistically, he's not right.
But you're saying that he's not right, but obviously someone thought he was right enough to hire him as an image consultant.
Here's the thing. Echo chambers. That's one thing, again, I have to bring that up. That's where we are now. We're in echo chambers. Is this motherfucker going to sway many people to his side? You think?
You got a 50-50 chance.
So
I don't think so.
University of Oklahoma graduate in chemical engineering.
Oh,
Okay.
So
Smart man.
chemicals. Yeah.
Yeah.
not dumb, but
Smart enough to know how to
American-
get clicks also.
American YouTuber, image consultant, dating expert, life coach, and social media influencer.
How
from
do you
Atlanta,
get those
Georgia.
those titles?
to me,
Is
I'm
my
like,
thing.
it's like
To me, I think you just have to live life, right?
you just have to
I'll
do
live
it.
life.
You have to do it for a long time.
Right.
Or just live, you know?
Just live.
And it's all opinion
But
based.
I think that also goes into a bigger point into his standard, right? He's coming from a different generation, different era where
Right.
specifically we don't look at the same way he does things.
But I know motherfuckers that are this age that don't look at it that way.
some people
this is-
do. I mean,
some
I'm
people-
saying-
He's,
That's the
he's in
thing.
his 50s. That's kind of the norm. For
Right.
that.
In a way.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of the
Okay.
norm for
Quick
that
question.
one.
You got uncles, I know. You do too. You have
yes.
uncles around this age?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do their spouses, their significant others usually look like? If you had to gauge.
I mean,
black.
Well, I know that. But to this standard that he's saying, this perfect golden ratio
I
standard.
mean, I love because I love my aunt.
again,
So
beauty is an
Of
eye
course you
beholder.
do.
Beauty is an eye beholder.
That's
I
the
get
thing.
that. I get that point.
That's the thing.
But someone hired this man to be an image consultant to learn by that standard that they're trying to provide specifically. So we can't just say, oh, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, he doesn't. But he
obviously
doesn't.
somebody obviously someone trusts his opinion enough to say we're going to hire this man specifically. I'm just saying
I can hire you to do that.
I get that.
That's what I'm saying.
I get
you
that.
know what I mean? I can hire him.
I get that.
Right.
I get that. But I'm just saying specifically, even though we may not agree
but that
with
doesn't make him.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying it's
no.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that someone thinks this man is legitimate enough to say, I want to hire this man as an image consultant.
Well, that person is crazy.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, that's the thing.
Well, but that's the thing about
because that person's opinion really is off. So it doesn't matter. Someone can hire me to do that shit. I'm nowhere near qualified
because
to do anything.
That's the thing about image consultants. A lot of people think that consultants are
no degree really.
Right. Like there's a job, a linear job for it, or there's I do this job, this job, then I'm a consultant. No. I got consulted for social media. I got consulted for some editing.
Right.
I'm a dude. I don't know shit, really. Like, I got a degree. I've taught myself editing. I taught myself podcasting, and I was consulted to do as such, right? So consultant is a broad term for the broad breadth of experiences.
Yes.
And this guy is a chemical engineer, okay? So here's the thing. You're smart enough to get your degree, or at least know how to pass tests enough to get a degree. And you can tell he's, Tommy, you just agree to disagree. Handsome guy, dresses well, charming. Yeah, well,
looks like Mr. Pringle.
He's ugly.
No, I think
but charming, and there's an allure to him in the way he conducts himself.
It's the way he conducts himself. It's the way he speaks.
Yeah.
But you can, what they say, you can put lipstick on a hog or something like that. And, so I think you could put a lot of emphasis in your look and not have much behind it. And I think a lot of people take advantage of that. I think a lot of people can be in position to where they are put in a place of authority or as an authority, and they don't really have the chops to fulfill it compared to someone with a little more sense. So by you saying that people value his opinion, he could have marketed himself that way. Mm-hmm. He could have made himself look and appear as if he is the go-to guy for these types of things. Mm-hmm. And with 1.5 million followers, for people that may not have someone telling them to wash their balls, may not have someone say, hey, maybe you shouldn't leave your kids with your elderly grandmother.
Like, go somewhere else.
Right. But, but there is an allure to that, and he marketed on that allure, and I think that that's a skill, but his opinions and what he says and his influence, it's terrible. It doesn't match. So that's my opinion on that portion.
It's all aesthetic.
Time out. So before we even get to that worst clip that I wholeheartedly disagree with,
right?
What are your opinions on those first few?
The first few is... it's a gimmick that people...
Be honest.
I am. I think that the bit he does is, I'm an authority, and I am a man-male figure, right? Mm-hmm. I am what you can look to as an exemplary black man professional. You know what? I'm going to call back to a stupid podcast we did. Those Man of War... crazy people, the man cult, where they're doing workouts and stuff, where they all wore suits.
It's the same cult leader mentality.
Right. Well, they had shields and they wore ties and they all did brothers. They were brothers in arms and they thought they were the most manliest of men. And I think that he's the type of guy that wants to be that and put that image out there. That's the well he's dipping from. And what he wants to sell you is, I am the masculine man. Remember when men were men and women were women? And people want to latch on to that aesthetic, at least I know young men do, because if you are disenfranchised, if you are weak, if you're poor, if the circumstances of the United States say, oh, I don't have a good job, I don't have a woman, I don't have this and that, and you don't, let's just make a hypothetical, you don't have a woman because you're not educated or you didn't have access to education. And the women that you like are educated and prefer people who are educated. Or I didn't have the right job opportunities, so I wasn't able to flourish like I knew I could because the socioeconomic situation in my life didn't allow me to do that. Or I'm just a dummy and I didn't apply myself, things like that. You can look to him and potentially get the answer to, one, how do I fix myself? And two, why is the world wrong in ways I can't control? And I think that is super appealing, that there's someone there to fill in the gaps as to why things are wrong in your life and to have answers for them when there's so much more deeper issues going on. That's what I see with this guy. He's selling you some snake oil that cures all your ails.
My only discrepancy here is that from those initial clips, there's no way you could have pulled that out.
Right.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
He just looked like an asshole from those initial.
No. I don't think it's necessarily...
Real quick, just to rebut that, TJ, and not to flaunt, I went to school for film and media studies. That's what
You're flaunting. No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
no,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
but if there's anything that I went to school for that was worth a damn, was being able to look into what's being presented to me. So I actually really, and I like I said, maybe I'm humble bragging, but I've watched fucking.
I have the same thing. So,
I've watched like cinema, like film, French foreign film, and had to look at something and go to the layer. And so when I see that, I see the layers because I've seen. I'll put it this way: I've seen crooks like him before, and he's selling a good bill of goods for people that want it.
I'm surprised he's not a preacher, because that's the mentality. That's what he has.
Osteen type.
The Joel Osteen type.
Yeah.